Well, if you know anybody involved in Bitcoin, there are a lot of sad faces out there over the last couple of days. The Bitcoin plunge is raising some real alarm bells. Global Chief Investment Officer of Guggenheim, Scott Miniard, says Bitcoin's parabolic rise is unsustainable in the near term, time to take some money off the table. And that's apparently what's happened. The cryptocurrency dropped over 20% over the last few days after surging to a record high last week. Even with the plunge, however, Bitcoin is still up more than 10% already in 2021 and has soared about 300% past its highs over the last 12 months. And joining us now to talk more about this is Chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation and the former independent candidate for president, Brock Pierce. Brock, thanks so much for coming on with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so this is a big deal. You know, if you think about it, really, there's been as much money lost over the last couple of days in Bitcoin as the entire size of the last pandemic relief bill. So about $1 trillion, between $800 and $1 trillion here. But is this somewhat normal for Bitcoin? I mean, it's a pretty volatile trading platform, is it not?
Yeah, so it's definitely volatile, which is why I don't encourage people to invest more than they can afford to lose. And generally, I don't encourage you to invest at all, other than buying $10, $20, $50, $100, something where you're investing in your own knowing, investing in your future so that you can make informed decisions for yourself. But yeah, it was as low as $3,000 or $4,000 back in March of last year. It broke 40,000, so something that went up 1,000% over the course of 9 months. You have to expect what goes up can come down. It is a bit of a roller coaster ride. It is not for the faint of heart.
That's to say the least. And this is something that actually crept in, even though everything that was going on last week, this was a big story. You know, for folks like me who don't invest in Bitcoin, you know, believe it's an important part of our financial world, but I'm not comfortable with that much volatility. When you hear it reach the mainstream media as a record high, that's probably, as you indicated, not the time for the faint of heart or the uninitiated to get involved, right?
Yeah, it's the time to buy $10 worth, or $100 worth, and to buy in over time. You don't want to be the person that bought at the top. You're better off averaging your way into the market. That is the thoughtful way. But it is worth noting that 26% of all U.S. dollars ever created were created last year. That is the reason why the equity markets are performing the way they are, the reason why the commodities markets are performing the way they are, and clearly that of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets as well. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now.
And you mean the money that's being printed by the Fed being creative, not actual value, right?
That's correct. And so that's a frightening figure, 26%.
Yeah.
And that is why things like this are performing so well. And, 2021 is clearly not, it seems to be a continuation of 2020. We are not out of the woods yet.
Now, that said, we're all warning, this is not for amateurs. Talk to definitely your personal financial consultant or whoever you use, a certified financial planner about this. But we did have a serious sell-off of Bitcoin. Is now a good time to maybe buy $10? Maybe I'm tempted now that we've had a big sell-off.
I definitely encourage you at any point to buy that first $10. It's kind of like someone telling you about the importance of email back in 1996 or 1997. When you understand that there is a future technology emerging, something that has the potential to change the world, and something at this point where major financial institutions and governments and academia and major investors have all said this is here, it's real, and it's here to stay, I would encourage you to take the time to send your first message, to utilize it so that you can feel it with your own intangible hands. And so I would definitely encourage you to go buy that first $10, sign up, and see what this is all about. And what you'll see is that you can send money anywhere in the world instantaneously for very low fees with incredible security. It is a better, faster system, and I encourage you to at least understand what is going on.
Now, Brock, I'm very interested, and we'll have you back, too, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it today, as a matter of fact. I've been waiting for one of these sell-offs to do this. But I want to have you back to talk about what you were talking about right there, and that's the blockchain, the importance of this type of technology and what it can offer these types of cryptocurrencies and why it really is important. Great to see you, Brock Pierce. Thanks so much. We'll have you back soon.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.